Hello, Karna. How's it going? Thank you for the email. And yeah, my pleasure to do this critique. I have it up here on your YouTube account. Now I haven't seen it. I'll try to see what you have here beside this one that says 5 seconds. So let's play this one.
That boy's as strong as an ox and just about as smart.
Okay, yeah, I like it because it's really short. Let me try to see if we have more stuff because I want to see if I can expand on more, or should I stay on that same shot? So you have a lot of subscribers. That's pretty awesome. And you have this one, my rig test, and then David likes cookies. Okay, so let's see. Just play this one.
That boy's as strong as an ox and just about as smart. That boy's as strong as an ox and just about as smart. That boy's as strong as an ox and just about as smart.
Yeah, I like it. I'm playing, I'm thinking different things, but first impression is that I like it a lot. I think that the angle that you have, that is full front angle like that, it makes me think when I see something like that, it's better than if you like set things in context. Like if you have one previous shot that you have a different angle, and then you cut to this one, and then you cut to another shot. Because if you only have that shot like that, everything's like very flat to the camera. Let me show you what I mean. Like, let me just close that, and you see like that line right there for the background. It's kind of flat. Also, it's hard to see or actually get more interesting, I guess, animation or pose when they're like full front like that. So if that's something that the computer is giving you like that, that you have something like that with the 90 degrees and 90 degrees, I think you can do something different. So if you don't have the shot from before or after that places this shot in context, what I would do is that he's looking at the camera, but he might have something different, like a line of action, like the guy, he's maybe facing this way, so that's more like a 3/4 angle right there. And then you can have the face, like the face would be actually flat, and I'm just going to draw that really slowly, so you can have like the face is actually looking flat, so he's more like that, and then that would be a pose that just brings this to a more interesting and appealing position. And then you can have the same pose if you want, like the pose. I'll comment more on that pose, but for now you can have that, and you can just work on that silhouette here. So yeah, something like that. So he's like, yeah, that boy is awesome. See, like that, and just look for different ways that would be more appealing. Also in the background, if you have something that would be more like that, and you can kind of see the floor like that, it just makes it more appealing. So that's more composition, and that's where things start before you do anything. So yeah, just think about that when you're setting up the camera. Now let me keep on playing this. Whoop. Play.
That boy's as strong as an ox and just about as smart.
Yeah.
That boy's as strong as an ox and just about as smart. That boy's as strong as an ox and just about as smart.
Yeah, and now that I'm listening to the soundtrack, I'm trying to see the inflection of the sound, and the inflection, it actually seems to me. Let me stop it right there. He says something like, that boy is as strong as an ox, and then it just goes and says something else, but that's very like mellow at the end. So this is that frequency. So he's saying like that boy, and then somewhere here he has that accent, which is nice, and he kind of like gives an explanation right there. So not really listening at the words, but just how he's saying those words. So he's explaining, he's just adding explain something about that boy as well. But the important thing is that frequency. I think on this frequency, like right here, right there, like somewhere in this range, like from here to there. The timing that you have, it's a bit slow, so you can make it faster. You can make it more, could be snappy, could be faster, could be more exaggerated for that. And then the timing that you have here, that seems to be fine. You know, he's explaining, and so he's moving slowly. You know, he's moving accordingly to the sound inflection. So it's just that right there, and that's where you have also a really large motion, which is fine.
Boys are strong.
This one, that one, it seems to me that he's going forward in about like 8 frames. I don't have a scene here with me, but I can kind of tell that might be like 8 frames. You can do that maybe half, 4 frames, so he goes like that, or you can have him, you know, depending on the intention, you can have him actually being like really close to the screen. You know, you can have the eyes right there, so you keep the same number of frames, which are 8 frames, you know, and then just being really pushy and, you know, like in your face right there, so you have a really close face like that. So again, keep the same number of frames, but then you add more distance that he has to travel, and then the 8 frames are going to be sufficient, and the feelings that it's going to feel that he's saying those words, because now the timing and the inflection of the voice of the sound is going to be the same or really close. Whoops.
As an ox and just about as smart. That boy's as strong as an ox and just about as smart.
And just about as smart.
That boy's as strong as an ox and just about as smart.
Yeah, and then, you know, he can go back from
that boy's as strong as an ox.
From this pose, he can go back to that pose. Yeah, he can go faster into that, and then also kind of like you can do maybe like one little take there, and it's just transitions. If we find, or personally, if I find that there's an opportunity to go from pose A to B in a different way, with a bridge or a transition, I think they actually look better. Like, we kind of break it up. So let's say you have this guy, let me actually switch for yellow, and then you have this guy like really close to the screen, like right here. So he's gonna go from this pose to the pose that we see on the background. So before he goes to that pose on the background, you can have you know, you can have an anticipation, you can have a bridge, you can have a transition, and there's different ways of explaining that. The simplest one that I know is that if you know like pipes, just the pipe from the plumber, you know, like they have like these things, you know, it just goes like that, and it just goes and it's doing something like that. Every time that you see one corner, which is a new thing, like a new direction, you would see that it has this connector. And that is the bridge, or that is could be the anticipation, could be something that is different. If you add those little things, it actually makes more interesting choices. And the other one that I know is that you know, when I was working on the film Blades of Glory, we were working with the choreographer and teaching all these guys how to skate, you know, and then do triple axels and that, and then they would land, and instead of going like that straight, they would just land and then do something, and they go for that bridge and then go for that pose. So here's that example here, that you can go and bridge that by just finding something interesting. So let me just go back here.
Smart. That boy's as strong as an ox and just about as smart.
Yeah, so you can have like you have like a subtle anticipation
smart
right there.
Smart.
But you can have something more, I guess, that plays with that frequency, and that's one thing that we also call here the animation. Oops, animation. That's an N. Animation texture. And you can have that in the eyes. You know, he could be blinking, so he's like changing a bit of the way he's thinking. So his thought process. So first he's saying something like, you know, that boy, and he's looking straight, and then he kind of like goes and goes back and says, well, it's also very smart. He's also really smart. So it's just that change of emotion, or that change of thought process, that you want to convey. So I think a little, little take. If you know what a take is, you can add one take before he goes back into that post, and that's just going to help you to sell it more. So cool. This is looking great. Keep me posted. Send me more emails, and I'll be happy to check it out again. See ya.